Hello YouTubers and web watchers, TK here for a new episode of TK Hub World. Now, I know you all have been wondering where my latest YouTube videos have been for NPC Library. I gotta say, November was incredibly busy for me. I had to talk at AliCamp, at Psych Double D. These are both conferences that have to deal with mental health, disability, and accessibility for the world we live in today. And so I talked about my life and how you guys, the gamers, have kind of shaped a little bit of what the world we can see today into something much greater. Now I should point out some of the awesome stuff that you guys want to know when it comes to the games I played in November. I played CTR, or Crash Team Racing, Destiny 2, Borderlands 3, and Shantae, The Pirate's Curse. Really interesting games. Now, with the day that I'm trying to film this for being the International Day of Disability, I wanted to talk about the main theme that was going on for all of you guys, which is thought leaders, or in this case, just leaders. And I wanted to talk about some of the great leaders that have impacted my life. The first person to talk about is John Elder Robison. When I first met him, I talked to him about how I wanted to be a great writer like himself, and that I was kind of lost with where I was going. Now I'd tell you what he told me, but I gotta save some stuff for my book. But he told me that I should start writing, and so I did, which actually ended up being the reason why I am now an engagement officer at Aspect. The thing about John Elder Robison is that he's got a wicked sense of humor. He knows exactly what it's like to live on the spectrum and how to go through your everyday type issues. Not only that, he's got a fantastic eye for technology, and he's one of the most calmest people I know. I talked about Transformers for about 10 minutes, and instead of telling me to shut up, he just said woof, and I was so glad that he didn't get angry at me. Now, the thing is, when it comes to being a thought leader and a leader at all, you need to have the right mentality in order to showcase the world that you have what it takes to help those around you out. And by being level-headed, you can deliver the best type of product or message to your people. I may not be all the way there yet, but I can tell you that through people like John Elder Robison, I've been able to get there. Now, secondly, there is Dr. Stephen Mark Shore. I also met Dr. Stephen Mark Shore at 2013. Like I said, I've met all these people at that conference. And at first, we just met and talked about what it's like to get bullied. Because he had an original talk about what it's like to get bullied when you're on the spectrum and the effect that it has on your psyche. And he used an analogy, which I cannot use right now because I should have had a piece of paper, where you can scrunch up a piece of paper and then you can flatten it out again. But that act of scrunching that paper up, it doesn't go away. Those creases, they stay with you all your life. And just like those creases, it gets to your heart and soul. He's a fantastic musician, and I've seen him play some incredible instruments. He's there for a lovely conversation, and every time that I chat with him, he's always got a piece of wisdom just to showcase with me. With the talks that he's delivered around the world, he's talked about the sensory issues that we face in the world today. And not only that, that topic I told you about before, bullying, and how that affects so many people on the spectrum. The third person that I wanted to talk about is Dr. Emma Goodall. Now, Dr. Emma Goodall is a fantastic scientist and professor from Australia, and her main focus of life has got to do with sexuality, gender, and relationships. She's kind of helped me out when I've had a lot of abusive relationships, and when I recently had an issue with someone being overstepping their boundaries, she told me what are the good solutions to face when I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And that knowledge that I have learned from her, I have managed to impart on so many people. People as my mentoring role at Aspect, the students at Landmark College, and so many more. And I'm really thankful to have her in my life because she was my original mentor, autism-wise. Now, I thought it would be best to have the best thought leaders who are on the spectrum and not just everyone else, because sometimes we need to recognize those within our own community. Because we need to recognize those who've taken that extra mile to help out who we are as people. Now, each of these people have a wide variety of books that you can check out. Now, I'm really bad at remembering names. I've got one of them here, and I'm going to say it right now. It's John Elder's. So John Elder Robison had the book called Switched On. He, in this book, it talks about what would it be like if he truly understood what it was like to showcase other people's feelings. And it actually talks about what would happen if some of the deficits that he had in his autism were somewhat removed. But there's a lot that goes into it, and why he's glad that he is the way he is, why he is neurodiverse. Then there is Dr. Stephen Mark Shaw's book, and that is by the name of Beyond the Wall, The Personal Experiences with Autism and Asperger's Syndrome. Now, I haven't read it, and I'm sorry, Doctor, but I gotta say, as a person who has been with such a fantastic, comedic type, intelligent person, I say you have to check out his book. And as for Dr. Emma Goodall, now Dr. Emma Goodall has some impressive stuff as well. She has self-published a wide variety of books, including The Autism Spectrum Guide to Sexuality and Relationships, The Parent's Practical Guide to Resilience, and The Guide to Good Mental Health on the Autism Spectrum. That's just to name a few. Again, I have so much on my plate that I don't get time to read these books. I have managed to read John Elder Robison's other book, which was Look Me in the Eye, and I'm yet to read Raising Cubby and Be Different. But each of these people have made these books because they know what it's like to live on the spectrum, and they want to impart that knowledge with all of you. Now, I know for a lot of you younger viewers, it's harder to try and take on the information, and that's why I make these videos for you guys today. Now, for those of you in the audience that want to know what I am doing for the rest of this year, well, I received a lovely little book by Graham Simpson called Don Tillman's Standardized Meal System. Now, for those who haven't read The Rosie Project, Rosie Result, and Rosie Effect, it is an amazing book series. And because everyone was asking for it, he made it. So I'm going to do a video based around one of the types of recipes that he's made. And not only that, they got little illustrations here and there. So look out for that. And there's a couple of other things to keep an eye out for. I hope to go and start a Let's Play of a couple of the games that I've been really enjoying. I tried to do one of Borderlands 3, but it's really difficult to get into a franchise and also talk about what's going on the screen. So we'll see what next year brings forward to us. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of 2019. I hope you guys like whatever videos I produce for the rest of this decade, and good luck for those who are trying to get through Whamageddon, because last night I married a Christmas or whatever it was called. Anyway, I will catch you next time.